So, Kristen, this is a small reward for all that you do and supporting the Soul Pool, and I think it's a little thank you from Spirit. So, Astral DJ picked you a song. I'm not even sure if it is a song, but I've got the tune and I've got one word in my head, and it's she. My granny always said, don't call somebody she, that's rude. So I would never do that. But it seems that they are giving you that song. I have a feeling it's by a very old favourite of my mum's. I think his name was Charles, something like Aznavour. He was French, I believe, but I could be wrong. So I will look that up and send you what I find in a message. There'll be something there, no doubt. You should know by now that you're born in the year of the dragon. And I hope you know what your sun, moon and ascendant is by now. Also, what else was I going to tell you? Oh yeah, you've been in the personal reads a lot, haven't you? I forgot that you was the lovers. So that's quite coincidental, isn't it? And as we know, Spirit don't do coincidences. So let's see what we've got in store for you. Remember, this is timeless, and it will probably lead to your next read, because this one follows on from your last one. So what does Kristen need to know, Spirit, please? Of course it is today's card as well, so, and there you are. It's quite important because it's in the second pile. So it's not imperative, but it's quite important. So let's see what I have to say. It's raining now, the weather's changed. It's, I don't know what time it is, around 5 PM I think. On the Sunday. So here we have you or someone else juggling, trying to do too many things as per usual without asking for help, and trying to do them by yourself. If you're not careful, you'll burn yourself out. So stop it. Sitting on the fence about something. Trying to decide, should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I? This one, that one. Whatever happens, something you're starting now, which I would usually advise against because it's Mercury retrograde, will pay off within 3 years. You are building a firm foundation for something, and teamwork especially will pay off. Any study that you've taken on will pay off, but you're impatient for some reason. All cancers are at the minute. I think we're all getting to that point where we're feeling like things should be moving more, and you are feeling stuck. You want to get on, probably with this new house, new life, etc. But there's not enough give and take. 6 years you've been putting effort into something and getting very little back. So you're disappointed with it. What Spirit is saying, stop dwelling on the past and what didn't go right, and start thinking about what is going right, because there's 2 cups there to behind him. He's just not taking any notice of him. It's time to get out of that rut now and start thinking of the future. It's an adventure. Stop dwelling on the past. Because whatever decision you make will be the right one. You just have to make one. Success will be yours. The only other major arcana in your read, and it's a very important person. Could be a government official, could be a father figure, could be a partner. This usually stands for an Aries, or anybody born on the 4th or the 31st, living or past, if your diary and address. It could be your dad in spirit. It is a makeover. It's getting yourself a new hairdo, getting yourself feeling good, looking good. It's knowing what you want and going for it and achieving it. It's about success. So that's brilliant. It's about the head and the face. So it's about feeling good, looking good, doing good. You're on the right track and you will be successful. You just got to be a little bit more patient. Won't happen overnight. The 2-year, 3-year thing. 2 years takes us up to 2023. The astrology agrees with that. That 2023 will be a very much better time. And 2026 is where we will be finally at our destination, should we say. So that 2 to 3 years works out very well. You're building a firm foundation for the future. So don't forget that 4 or 31 can be a birthday, a day of a passing, an important date for your diary, an address. The number can be seen anywhere. We have the father there, now we have the mother. So mother and father in spirit, perhaps. It's a loving energy, the mother energy. You as a mother. It's abundance. You are growing as a person and achieving that abundance because you deserve it. You will be in clover. Those born on the 3rd or the 30th, living or past, if your diary and address, massively important in a positive way. But again, there's the impatience. There could be a pregnancy. You could be waiting impatiently for the birth of a child. Comparing yourself to others or feeling that you haven't achieved as much as you should have done by now. That's the impatience. You're looking at your cup as half empty instead of half full. Stop doing that. 7 years. Feeling like you maybe haven't put enough effort in. It's not a race. The Knight of Pentacles is the only one that always gets where he sets off being. But because of the impatience and stubbornness, you're not being able to move. You're stuck. Or you're not making any progress. You need to love yourself unconditionally. The water sign female. Just like they do. They love you unconditionally. Don't put conditions on how you love yourself. And that's not in an egotistical way. It's start caring about yourself as much as you do about others. You're seeing glimpses of the future in your bowl. You keep going back to this disappointment. Something disappointed you. 5 months is mentioned. Perhaps there was a house that you liked and it fell through. I don't know. But you're dwelling on the past. The past is over. The future's not promised. You have to live in the now. You are on that threshold that we've been talking about for a very long time. And there might be a sting in the tail for when you go for what you want. But whatever you do, there will be. So you might as well go for what you want. 9 of Pentacles. You are more than capable of standing on your own 2 feet. You're financially and emotionally independent, but sometimes that's not a good thing. You need to let people in. 9 years is mentioned, but you are stable. You're coming out of that mental prison and not overthinking things as much as you used to. Hopefully that's because you're listening to spirit and your gut. We have a connection to the military, definitely here somewhere in spirit. Perhaps on the mum's side. Again, the impatience, Kristen, what are you like? Really? It's impatient, and I think it's possibly with, as well as, and instead of mum, it's with, because I believe you said once that your daughter was the same as mine, born on the 3rd. It's maybe impatient with the children. Yeah, comparing yourself to others again. You are good enough. You're not too old. You're not daft. All the things that you tell yourself negatively, you've got to stop doing. There may be trouble from a fire sign female. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The letter P, H, Y, Z, N, M, T, W, B, V, Y, and J. All are mentioned. It's financial greed, this lady. You're ending one chapter and beginning a new one. The 21st is massively important. Person, living or past, date for your diary and address. Massively important in a positive way. Travel to the object of your desire, be the persons, things or events. A Scorpio and an Aries could be involved. The divine masculine. You've managed to avoid some sort of catastrophe, or it could be that you're in denial about what needs to crumble. Something needs to come down so that you can rebuild. Perhaps there's something that you don't want to do in the new home, you don't want to lose, but you're going to have to lose it. So let go of that. You can always rebuild it in the same style, just it may need to come down. Something will shock you. Again, that's the 16, by the way, living or past, date for your diary and address. It is negative energy, so avoid anybody born on that date, or watch out if you've got any appointments on that date. Again, Spirit are reiterating. The High Priestess, as you know, is my card. Those born on the 2nd or the 29th, living or past, date for your diary and address, massively important in a positive way. You're coming out of the darkness. The truth is being told. There's no more secrets. Health is improving. Work life, if that's the case. Any issue that was a dark and negative place will now come to light. It's positive energy. It's also saying that you must look after yourself. The spiritually, mentally, physically, have some fun. Watch what you put in your mouth and what comes out your mouth, as in diet, medication, alcohol, etc., and words, written or spoken. Feeling stuck, feeling unable to walk away from something at this time. The carnival time is important. The travellers, the gypsies, etc. October the 11th, in where I come from. 8 months feeling stuck, but you will be successful, and the victory parade will be yours. So just be patient. You're very confused. I think you're torn between two properties at the minute, maybe like in limbo, because I know you're either about to move or are moving. So there's a lot of confusion there. The 18th may be important negatively, living or past date for your diary and address, but there is some ping-pong in between properties, situations, etc. Confusion, lack of clarity. Good news is coming your way. Communication is the key. You have to keep the lines of communication open. You're getting over the disappointment of the written word. Somebody's seen the written word, a female, or received the written word. There's an elderly female, it could be this fire sign woman who is, no, it's not this fire sign woman because she's negative. There's an elderly woman that will sort this situation with this fire sign female. She's a positive influence in your life. Could be the matriarch of the family. There is a gentleman that is mourning the loss of something or someone. That is gender specific. So there may be a passing for a gentleman close to you. And somebody that you looked up to in the public eye, maybe, an important female figure, is no longer so important in your life, or she has not lived up to your expectations. There's unhappiness here somewhere in your emotional life. And a gentleman that is between jobs, on furlough, about to retire, and confused about what his next option should be. Someone's lost hope in a situation because there's no communication externally. So you need to communicate. Keep those lines of communication open. It may be that someone that you've been trying to get in touch with isn't able to communicate because they've lost a loved one, or they've lost a job. There is something that's stopping them communicating. So don't think it's anything to do with you. It's not about you. It's about them. Again, we've got the crossroads. So it's time to stop looking back on the past. Decide which way you want to go. Release the heavy burden. You're wiser now, you've learnt your lessons. It's time to go and have some fun. Don't dwell on the whys, because why will eat you up on the inside and poison the present. You may never find out why. So for now, just chop wood, draw water, do some cooking, whatever you want to do, just to free your mind from overthinking things. You are being observed, spied on, or someone you are trying to find out more information about. There is a loyal heart here. Someone loves you very much. Deep down you know what I'm talking about. Time to go to the sea. I think you was talking about the Bahamas, maybe that's possible. Travelling to or across water. And what did I just say to you? Forget about the past. Past is over. The future's not promised. Live in the now. Messages are coming, so don't worry about it. Perhaps the news of a birth, across water or a great distance. So your wild card, abundance. So Mum is reiterating that you are going to be abundant. Doesn't mean just financially, it means emotionally as well. The 7 for the 7th month of your Cancer. It's the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favour. Good luck. So the lips of the wise are as the doors of a cabinet. No sooner are they opened, but treasures are poured out before them. Be very careful of your words, the High Priestess has said. They're giving you the Ankh, which is a good luck and a sign of protection. There is unconditional love from Spirit, so expect doors to swing open now. By far the largest and most magnanimous of all the heavenly bodies in the solar system. In the Roman pantheon, Jupiter was referred to as the king of all gods. Jupiter corresponds to the Greek Zeus and the Norse god Odin. Because Jupiter is so vast and expansive, the planet is the gate opener for better luck. The earlier Greeks called the planet Jupiter Pertheon, which means the brightest star. Because of Jupiter's immensity, it is one of the easiest planets to see with the naked eye. As the ruler of Sagittarius, so Sagittarius may be in your chart somewhere or be around you, the centaur, Jupiter, has a dual role of half human, half beast. The planet Jupiter casts off more heat than it takes, and the sun. Thus, this great giant planet is one of generosity and joyfulness. So go and have some fun, is what they told you. Especially if there's a carnival in town. In astrology, it is the great benefic, the soother of any hurts or bruises, and promises a period of good fortune when your hard luck is coming to an end. Similar to Saturn, Jupiter can represent the father, so like I said, your father is here also. When the energy of Jupiter enters your reading, you can be assured that luck will be on your side and fortune will shine on you. You are being given not only a gift, but a lift. It's divine help. Blocks will be removed for you as you wield influence through your own positivity and goodwill, so stay positive, like I said. This is certainly an astrological lucky break, but you won't be able to kick back and rest on your laurels. Instead, you will be required to attend to what you set into place and keep that positivity and attention flowing. No negative words out of your mouth. Otherwise, if you do, they could fall into entropy or decay, so stay positive. When it comes to providence and fortune, there is always payment due, so some toil and sacrifice will be needed on your part. So do keep that in mind. You are on your way, just don't neglect things or become lax in your endeavours, which are traits of Jupiter as well, meaning the possibility of taking important people and matters for granted. Because Jupiter can make you feel happy and complacent, you may have to watch out for weight gain and for other ways to indulge yourself and others. It's important to keep a watchful eye and not skim over the details in any matter. And remember, other people have to stand on their own 2 feet as well. So stop trying to bail them out, because if you do, they're never going to learn. And what they're going to do when you're not here anymore. Since Jupiter is strongly tied to the law and ideas of fairness, you may find your opinions and convictions rather strong at this time. Jupiter is represented by largesse, so try not to become overbearing, as this attitude could sabotage all you've worked for. If you feel at the moment you're in a dark place or a period of time and you have drawn this card, be assured blessings are on their way. Doors will open. With generosity and faith, it is time to walk through them. The Jupiter card gives a positive spin to any reading, so keep that in mind regardless of what's going on. Expansion, the wide open range, moving on to better things, greener pastures, fortune, so it sounds good for your new home. The lifting of obstacles, respite after a time of stress or turmoil. Take the high road in every altercation. Opulent objects, indulgence. This is your payoff. Watch out for drunkards, recreational drugs, etc. Being excessive, being generous, showing generosity. Humour, being kingly or queenly. Be a benevolent ruler. Religion, spiritual ideas, spiritual quests. Scriptures, religious texts, the higher man. Wanting to see the meaning behind life. Possibly churches, priests, the Catholic Church. Astrologers, places of learning such as universities, schools, teachers, the law. Being free, having a purpose. Openness, showing tolerance, being all-inclusive. Honour, having gratitude, having goodwill. The colours violet and purple should be worn, and royal blue. Large animals, especially large dogs and horses, so those born 1970 and 1966, plus or minus 12, February to February, may be involved. Also farms. A change of luck is in the wind. Fortune, high ideals, a sense of purpose, giving you the strength to go on. One card from the love deck, I believe we should take. This could be the one. You've already met the one you seek. So it looks like you've got a keeper. This card signals that you've already met the person you romantically seek. You're already in a relationship with him or her. The romance angel sent you this card because it seems that you're not recognising or enjoying the full potential of this person and the relationship. Sometimes you may overlook someone who's meant for you because you have a different idea of what the partner should look like. Take a moment to consider who this might be. The first person that comes to mind is probably the one. Invite your romance angels into your dreams as you go to bed. Ask them to give you a very clear information about your romantic partner, either in your present relationship or future one. During sleep, you're more open to angelic guidance. When you awaken, you may not remember your dreams, but you will have a clearer sense of romance and partnership. Take any action you feel called to base on your inner guidance, even if it seems unrelated to your love life. Trust that the angels are leading you towards the one you desire. So show your appreciation. A beautiful read. Haven't had one like this, have we, for a very long time, especially in the dailies. What no longer aligns in your life has to go. This could mean saying goodbye to the old property, yeah? So, align your life to your true purpose. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties in life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it's harder to hold on to that facade than to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to the way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things you once defined yourself by. The job, the relationship, the mask you wore. To embrace who you truly are now. To courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity. Embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you've outgrown some relationship or circumstance, and it's time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are now. So some friends will leave your life, perhaps with you moving, you are going to lose some energies, but they will be replaced by more appropriate ones for this journey, this cycle of your life. I think it will be more rural. Yeah. Up to now, you've learnt to survive. You don't need that survival instinct anymore. Beware of sneaky and deceitful behaviour in others, and do not let yourself be vulnerable to it. Somebody is using cunning and strategy and bad ethics. Use your powers for the good. Are your ethics in question in any way, shape or form? So be above board with everything, or it may backfire. Sacred learning. Spirit are talking to you loud and clear. And they are teaching you the lessons you need to learn. This is your third eye speaking to you. You may be getting slight headaches between the eyebrows. The origin of sacred learning begins at the birth of time. Some may say time is endless and there's no beginning or no end. Our learning is not dissimilar. There's no beginning or no end. Whilst ever there's a breath in our being, we are still learning. Recognising your spiritual knowledge as a gift from your soul It is the gift of memories which you have stored over many lifetimes of experience. Sacred learning comes from the ability to first recognize this knowledge and then believe in yourself to find the courage to integrate it into your life. This isn't an airy-fairy feel-good piece of information. There is an internal knowing which guides us all to where we need to be. Mostly we are unaware of the journey we're on and what influences the decisions we make, but the wheels are set in motion from the moment we take our first breath. Become more aware of the importance of your decisions because these influence those around you. You have just made a decision that has a repercussion for the rest of the people around you. This may be one of those times where you need to justify why you made that decision. There's the why. People can't understand why you're doing it. And it has ramifications for others. That's why they don't like it. Take time to think your decision-making process because this is a time to become aware of how often you rely on your sacred learning from your soul past without ever knowing you are accessing such wisdom. From this time forward, you will begin to take your inner wisdom more seriously and you will begin to understand the depth of knowing that you bring from one life to the next. Congratulations. I can't get over what a beautiful read, Kristen. You deserve it as well. Thank you so much for everything. The High Lady of Love and Compassion. And that is the main thing that you have to keep with you now. Be compassionate and loving even when you don't want to be. But you do have to give that same compassion and love to yourself. So the High Lady of Love and Compassion chooses to be your ally. She brings you a deep and meaningful message. She reminds you that the only thing real in your life is love. It is the sole, unconditional and true power behind all means of manifesting, out of the unseen into the material. Love's greatest creative power is ignited by the conscious actions of compassion, generosity and the heart, reverence, respect and empathy for all living things, and it will bring you profound power to live a life of happiness and contentment. Love, compassion and kindness to all must be the impulse behind your thoughts, feelings and actions. Doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. When your intention is to create a prosperous and abundant life, unconditional love will be returned tenfold. The High Lady also reminds you that when she chooses to be your ally, she brings you evidence that you are loved, and she has today. No doubt about it. Mum and Dad especially. Unconditional love for you. She brings you the evidence. All manner of synchronicities will align in your favour, so she will show you the breadcrumbs, white feathers in your path, animals, insects and birds doing random things that you can Google as animal totems, numbers on a clock. You can look up with Joanna, angel numbers. No end of coincidences, and there's no such thing as coincidences. So follow those and you won't go far wrong. If your question refers to a relationship, you're required to think of the other person and inquire what is in his or her best interests first. Give selflessly without asking for or expecting anything in return, and then let's go. What is yours will come to you. Kindness is always returned somehow, and that's why Spirit let you have this win. You will surely receive that which gives you what you give in more ways than you can ever imagine. So like I said at the beginning, this is their way of saying thank you for being so loyal and listening to what they tell you. It's very important. Love conquers all, Kristen. There we are. Much love coming your way Laughter. What did they say about that crossroads? Go and have some fun, Kristen. Laughter is a wonderful healer. It shakes out fear and leaves you feeling happier, clearer and more relaxed. Remember that angels fly because they take themselves lightly. So make light of any difficulties, laugh in the face of adversity, and see the funny side of this situation. Laugh at yourself and with others. When you relax and laugh, your angels drop in new suggestions and ideas which can transform difficulty into delight. See this as an adventure, not a struggle. Laughter is the sunshine which dissolves the darkness, so be merry, joyous and fun-filled. See the humour in everything. Much love, Kristen. Thanks for listening.